Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Podsmokers Bible. My name is Zion, and I am the author of the Podsmokers Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I used my uncle King James's version of the Bible in order to put together the prophecy of Israel, which is the end time prophecy of Revelation, only in its original form. Revelations is a Christian. It's a Christian bastardization of the prophecy of Zion, in case you're wondering. You can correlate pretty much everything from the book of Revelations into the prophecy of Israel, except for you will have to change a lot. Namely, that the two witnesses are potheads, not Christians. And they're a man and a woman, not two guys. Just in case you wonder. Anyway, today I'm reading to you from the 15th chapter of the Podsmokers Bible, which contains the 12th chapter of the Book of Zion, which is the book of prophecy from the Old Testament, or Ketuvim. Now I'm starting with Isaiah 61, 6 and 7, which is Zion 12, 31 and 32. It goes like this. But ye shall be called priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall you boast yourselves. For your shame you shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. Now, Isaiah is telling us that we will be humanity's go-to source for help. They will look to us for help because we alone on earth can both speak to and hear from the God, the Great. But we are greatly rewarded for this work. It is a lifetime of suffering that we have gone through in order to become priests. We will receive payment in exchange for our services. That doesn't have to be money. We will brag about how wealthy we become as the Gentiles seek us out for help and aid and tithe us for our services. But all that we earn in service to the Great will have been hard earned because of the 100 years of oppression that we had to suffer in order to gain that title. Which brings us to Isaiah 60, 21 and 22, which is Zion 33 and 34. Thy people also shall be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time. Now, Isaiah 60, 21 and 22 says that once we take our rightful place in society, we will become righteous. We will be an eternal race. We will always inherit the land. We will always get high, and we will always make the Great proud. We are a simple people. We don't ask for very much, just a good life, good times, good people, and a peaceful, happy home. But we will receive much more than this, because we deserve it. Verse 22 helps to clarify my identity. I am a little one. I'm only 5'2½". But what I'm doing will create a nation, a strong nation, a nation of like-minded potheads who will stand with me against injustice. We will prevail. I may be a little person, but I have big plans. And let me tell you, it mentions that a small one will be 1,000. Just on my Facebook Null account alone, I'm approaching that number. So this small one has already become 1,000, and that 1,000 will become a strong nation. Now Psalms 91:1 carries on the conversation. It becomes Zion 12:35. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the wings of the Almighty. Now this tells us that the effects of the high is a secret place. No one else can reach this place where God dwells. Only those who smoke pot can be in the right state of mind to perceive what can only be felt on high. The high opens our senses. We feel life's energy. We feel others. This high place is where the great live. Marijuana is the secret of life. It's a genetic tool that alters the mind and turns on the gray anatomy of the human body. To get high is to be gray. To be gray is to be what humans were always meant to be. Marijuana unlocks our true potential. Zephaniah 9:16 and 17 now becomes Zion 12:36 and 37. And the Lord their God shall save them in that day, as the flock of his people, For they shall be as a stone of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty! Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maids. Zephaniah says that the gray will save us in this day. We are their children. We will become worth the pain and suffering that we have now endured. Our peace, our children and their children will live in peace. They will do things that we can barely imagine. They will be a part of an intergalactic federation that will give them every reason to party on forever. Isaiah 60:12 becomes Zion 38. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. And thou shalt be called a sought out, a city not forsaken. This passage, Isaiah 62:12, we shall be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. Our identity as the people created by God to serve humanity makes us holy. Our ability to be in the presence of the great makes us special and unique among humans. We are gray. Gray are God. We, as God, are holy. Jerusalem, although not mentioned by name here, is implied. It is a city not forsaken. It is a city sought out and holy. The great always remember their promises to Abraham and to Israel. Jerusalem will not be forgotten. Which brings us to Joel 2:15, and which is Zion 12:40, 39. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a holy assembly. Okay. This tells us to blow the trumpet in Zion, to sanctify this fast, to call a holy assembly. When we get to Zion, when our homeland is at last ours, and we are free, we will blow the trumpet, just to fulfill this prophecy. And we will hold a solemn assembly. The first gathering of the people of Zion as a nation in their own homeland. It will be a solemn assembly, and I look forward to that day. We will use this solemn assembly to organize ourselves into a nation, to solidify that nationhood. Because once we become the nation of Zion, we will be responsible for the entire human race. 2/3 of the people may reject us, but we will not reject them. All worthy of us will become part of us. As soon as we create ourselves, we will begin to be the priests and the ministers that we were created to be. The world will look to Zion for everything: technology, healthcare, renewable energy sources, the future of peace and plenty. We are the tool that God uses to serve humanity. And that is exactly what Zechariah 8:23, which is Zion 12, tells us, or Zion 12:40 tells us. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in these days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. As soon as we create ourselves, okay, Zechariah tells us 10 men at a time will follow us, seeking our advice, seeking out God. And we will be the priests of the Most High God the Great, and we will be sought out for that very reason. Totally flipping our current situation. Which brings us to Isaiah 13:3, which becomes Zion 41, or Zion 12:41. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Isaiah 13:3 is telling us that the priests are called into service. Everyone who gets high is called to it by the Great. We are compelled to get high, just as a Christian priest is called to Jesus. Only our calling is to a living God, and we are the sanctified ones, the mighty ones. We alone rejoice in the highness of God, of the Great. The mighty ones mentioned here are those of my people who have been bred for war. The Grey are angry at the greedy old bastards that control the nations by force of money. The war on drugs has created a bunch of very angry people. Their purpose is to protect the nation of Zion. And I dread the day that we are attacked, because these mighty ones will end warfare. And it won't be pretty. My people are hippies. We love peace. But if you ever push us to war, we will show no mercy. We will wage such a horrific defense that no one will ever dare to fight us again. There will be no war after that. There will be this one final war. Our enemies will attack our national home, and we will get Hollywood on their asses. It will be so horrific that no one will ever wage war again. Which brings us to Isaiah 44:8. And that is where we're going to start out next time, because this is all the time I got. May the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm, and may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way, how to please them. Find your joy and pursue it, and make yourself a happy person. Let the past go, and build a good future for yourself. Know that I love each and every one of you. I'm working very hard to make this happen so that we can all be happy, safe, free in our own homeland. So later, I'll never say goodbye.